Hello Chef, I'll be fantastic today in today's video. Before I actually introduce you to today's video, I just want to share you that today I had to do a little bit to adjust my new router. I have a new router right now, and basically it is faster than before, but not the internet right now of my big PC, my big computer, because I don't have the right cable. So I have to I did the adjustments today. And I ordered cable that will come in 2 days or so. So it will be all the fastest stream on my I believe it will be the fastest stream on my PC, on main PC. I mean, he's already 2 years old or 3. Yeah, but maybe he can still manage it. So that was the first thing when I was late because I had to adjust all this stuff. And the first thing, and the second thing is I just want to tell you what I'm doing today, or what I tell you about. Today I'm telling you about how I got back from Japan to Germany. Yes. And as you might know, I was forced to get back to Germany. I was more or less forced to get back to Germany. All the circumstances I have just told you yesterday in yesterday's stream. So if you haven't seen it yet, some streams, make sure to check it out after the stream, because I have told you all the details. And by the way, you can also do so by go into YouTube. I do currently all of my 4K streams on YouTube too. If you want to, just go on YouTube, type in pogodora space or pogodora space RODA pogodora. No, DORA. Damn, DORA. Yes, and or alternatively, you can just go into my profile. If you find my website, you go on my website, the 5th link, and you will be in the stream also. Okay, so I returned back to Münster, and when I got back here to Germany, what happened is, well, I did thousands of applications, because in Germany, by the way, it's different than the US and America. You need apprenticeships. You need apprenticeships. For example, you are graduating university, you want to become a banker, or you want to become someone else, like, I don't know, maybe mechanic or something like that. You need the qualification of the mechanic, and you can get the qualification just by taking the apprenticeship. And if you become an apprentice, you do the apprenticeship. If you do the apprenticeship, for example, for banker, for 3 years, like each apprenticeship is causing, like it's a course of 3 years, then you will taken by this company, or you can go to another company, and then you have actually this thing that you are capable to work in this thing. Not before you can be also fired and so forth, or you can also just say, I don't want to work anymore. Which is pretty convenient in the first place, but it takes longer time to educate yourself on the subject before you become an expert. And I was just going and putting applications in area apprenticeship I can here in town. And we have not a small town, it's like 300k, we have 300k inhabitants here, so it's a pretty huge town. It's a city, and we have a lot of enterprises here, and I just send it everywhere, into schools and so on, and I got like more than 1,000 rejections. Just imagine, more than 1,000 rejections. I just lost everything. I mean, Japan was everything for me, and I just lost everything. I put this anger into my strength, into putting in, and just put in application everywhere. And just for several months, I just thousands of applications I've sent, and just rejections over rejections. Now, what is the reason of the rejection? In the first place, when I go like to the local enterprise, they tell me like, hey dude, you have so many language skills, you will be well here, so yeah, go to something like international thing. And I go to the national scene, they watch on my certificate and say, your certificates are shit, you don't belong here, go to the freaking go to the freaking local stuff. And what happened is basically nobody wants me. And I had kind of this feeling, also this belief I established, that in the end nobody wants me, and there's nobody who really wants to work or make me work in this company. And for myself, it is not just working in a company. For myself, it is also having the atmosphere that I'm able to work. As I said here yesterday, I'm a person of atmosphere. If I don't feel this atmosphere is right, I don't work in this company for multiple. If you give me millions and billions of dollars, I don't do it. If you give me billions of dollars, I maybe do it one day and take these dollars, and then I say, okay, maybe. But not for really. I hate it to be in a company or in an environment that I don't feel well. I cannot work there, simply. And what happened is basically to get paid somehow from the state, I get, because I am unemployed, to get the unemployed paid, because it's an unemployed payment from the state here in Germany. You need to do something. You do put your application, and I said, okay, how many applications have you sent? I said, over thousands. You're kidding me. And then they're just calling everywhere and say, I've sent everywhere here in my town, even around here. I even sent applications to Berlin and other towns, really huge range, and they said no. And what happened is basically I in this kind of applications, I sent it in around, and I didn't told, and it said go instead of this kind of projects, and I wanted one social project. I was kind of forced in. I don't want to go there because I know I can educate myself way better than there. However, I went to one social project, another social project, and the third one I end up to go to Scotland for an internship. In Scotland, I lived in a forest. How's it called? I forget the town I was in. Cooper, Scotland. It is a 5. It's pretty far away from Edinburgh. By the way, I also went to Edinburgh many times because at that time I was into Pokemon Go. But basically, first of all, like the first month or the first 1 week, I didn't have any part-time job because I could find for me a part-time job. And then the teacher, we had the English teacher there, and she said like, hey, your English is pretty well. Do you want to go and educate some foreigners, some refugees in English in the school in Glen Rufus? And it's just like 15 minutes with a bus. So yeah, why not? And I said, okay, I'm doing it. And it was pretty fun. I educated, I made the lessons, also organized all this stuff. It was okay. I mean, she could also speak Russian and English, and it was cool. She's a really amazing teacher. I had never met such a teacher who really loved her job. And it was really amazing experience to be around here and have here as my boss, basically, and other people. And I mean, I did it. I enjoyed it. And it was a good atmosphere. It was not a bad atmosphere. It was a good atmosphere. However, and yeah, by the way, I also did Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go, I started off from Japan. It was like when it started off, people said, hey, it's Pokemon Go, come on, let's play. 10 people. I said, no, I don't play video games anymore. I don't play video games anymore. And they said, yes, play. Okay. And then I started off. And all people have already finished Pokemon Go, don't play anymore. I have it still on my mobile phone, and sometimes when I go out, when I have nothing to do, I just pop in as an app and just play. And I have spent a lot of hours, a lot of kilometers, and a lot of money. Yes, I have spent thousands of dollars just to investing into hatching machines and so on. And what happened basically, Pokemon Go, I started off in Japan when I was in university. I did it just when I was lonely, so I went through the parks and so on. In Japan, people went play Pokemon Go. I can just imagine back then in Japan. I mean, when Pokemon Go just released, I was in the Yogi Park there, one of the biggest parks in Tokyo, and there were like 900 people around there in one crowd, and someone just said like, Kamigon! There's a freaking, what's it called? It's a freaking Snorlax! And everyone just ran like, just like, they really overran some people. Some people are really crawling on the ground and just run above them. It was kind of cruel, but I mean, it's a Snorlax there. You have to get it. Okay, so it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy back then in the days. And then I moved, when I moved from Japan back to Germany. Before Japan, I had like maybe 5 acquaintances, 5-10 people that I knew were my friends. However, after I moved from Japan back to Germany. I was first of all alone for several months. Then I got some internet and I said, okay, come. My mom said, go out and play maybe some Pokemon Go. I said, okay. I go to town, play Pokemon Go. And all of a sudden, after several months, I knew like several thousand people. Just imagine, from 10 people, on the whole town. Now you know several thousand. And same was for in Scotland. Scotland was the same thing. When I was literally go every single week to Edinburgh. I had like this. When I go, it took me like 2 hours one way with freaking bus, and it's like 4 hours back and forth. Like every single Saturday, I went there and played the Pokemon Go. The first Saturday, I remember I sat there and say, okay, cool, let's just pop up the app, see how many Pokemons are there, and I see, holy crap, only many, and you can play it literally. And I just, because you have this kind of system of rates, where you have the big Pokemon, like the legendaries, like Ho-Oh, it's like the big freaking bird Pokemon, and then I said like, okay, come on, let's try to get it. Or it wasn't Ho-Oh, it was something else. It was like Latios, I believe. Yeah, and I said, okay, come on, let's get to the next and see what's pop up and go there. And I just waited there till it's pop up, and I see like, hey, people come there, like some people, who are living in Edinburgh. Some locals come there, and then this cool thing was, like after several minutes, like we have like 10 people, and then we have like after several raids, we are ran like with 50 people through the streets of Edinburgh. I was first of all alone, but because of Pokemon Go, I was there afterwards. After like 1-2 hours, I went there, or maybe like 30 minutes or so. It wasn't 1-2 hours, and we just ran through the streets of Edinburgh with 50 locals. Edinburgh is really beautiful. If you haven't been to Edinburgh, just go there. It is really different from other countries, from other capitals, because if you go to Edinburgh, first of all, you have this really old magnificent buildings there, which are like 200-300 years old, and then you can go when you go with a bus, and then all of a sudden you see a freaking crater there. Like in this kind of crater, what is there? You can see there's like there's like a park in this crater, and then you can see there's like a hill. It's not a hill, it's like a mountain there, and on the top of the mountain you can see the Edinburgh's castle. Very, very cool. And if you have the ability to go to Edinburgh, just go there. It is really one of those. I've been in many cities, and definitely in the European cities is maybe the best European city you want to go, for sure. Of course you can go to Paris, of course you can go to London. However, Edinburgh is very cool. It doesn't have that many attractions, but just see how this looks like, this kind of crater there and this castle there. And it's not that crowded like London is, or other like Paris or so it's really convenient. It's also not so big. I think it's even smaller than my town. It's like maybe 290,000 inhabitants has Edinburgh. It's really small compared to other capitals. Yet I went there, and of course I also went not just to Edinburgh, I went also to other cities and just for touristy stuff. And I went, for example, to Glasgow. If you're into Harry Potter, by the way, go to Glasgow, because Glasgow University, you see this freaking tower there. J.K. Rowling has actually took this tower of Glasgow University and put it on Hogwarts. So if you really liked how Hogwarts looks, go into Glasgow University and you will have this kind of Harry Potter vibes. And I had it really. It was like, whoa, Harry Potter, dude, it's so cool. And also, when I was in Scotland, it was back then I had actually like the birthday celebrated in Scotland. So my auntie, who was living like in the south of England, said like, hey, come on, let's visit there where I'm living. And I went there, and they had also like this beautiful beach where they're living in this town. I don't want to tell the town. And Essex, okay, tell us. And what was also cool, we went also to with her husband. I mean, I went already. I have been like in the 10th grade. I have been already in London one time, but I felt like it was pretty rainy. I didn't like it that much. However, when we went with the husband of my aunt, it was pretty cool. We went there. We see this. We went to with the train. I didn't know that London has a train which has no drivers, which kind of, for myself, it was really surprising. Like, and it's really cool. Like this bank district with the freaking big shard and so forth. London's really cool, and I really liked it this time. And I took lots of pictures, lots of videos. And I haven't edited right now. I have a lot of footage. When I want to really edit London footage, I can do so. But I have a lot of footage to edit. If I need some time to edit it, by the way. So, and also we went to also things like to Cambridge. Cambridge, you have like, Cambridge has this kind of, it's kind of river, and you can go like on a boat, and someone like a student who is doing a part-time there, they will go with the boat and telling the stories about Cambridge, and you can go. It's really beautiful. And also Oxford. Oxford is, by the way, if you're also in Harry Potter, Oxford is the way to go. The Oxford universities, they had there this kind of, if you know, like in Harry Potter, this kind of town, the city where Harry Potter is, this kind of city town where all the market is. This is actually how Oxford looks like. Really oldie, really cool. And if you go there, we were pretty lucky because they had actually gladiators there with all these robes, with all the Oxfordian robes and so on. Really cool. It was really amazing experience, and it was beautiful weather, which is not that common for England. So, and then I returned, and what happened is, well, sometimes I said though, there was one day I was sitting in my room. It was an evening, and all of a sudden I had this kind of feeling of freaking despair. Like, dude, what are you doing with your life? Like, you have lost everything, because Japan was for me everything. Japan was for me everything. Okay, I lost everything, and now I'm doing stuff I don't want to do, and I'm kind of forced to. I mean, it's okay to doing it. I don't want to do it for the rest of my life, and I don't want to be someone who is just, when this kind of people are telling you have to do this and I have to do this. No, I want to be more free. And then I asked myself, okay, how can I get free? And I got to two opportunities. I make a covenant with myself, a covenant with myself, a treaty with myself. When? Right now, I will do my best and search for the one thing which will help me to overcome the state where I'm right now, this feeling, the state, and so on. And when I don't find those things, tomorrow I will commit suicide. I will jump from the train, because we have trains there in Cooper. And I did this thing. I did this covenant, and you can see I'm still alive, right? So that was actually the journey of my personal development, where it started. I sat there and said, dude, I have to do it, and I started. And my first teacher, my first coach is younger than me, by the way, but he is a Korean, and he is living in London. Pretty cool, Tim Han. He was actually taught by Tony Robbins' son, so it's pretty, you can see some familiarities if you go to Tony Robbins and to him. And it was pretty cool. He has brought me off of my darkness, and this is today's stuff. Tomorrow I will summarize things, how the whole personal development journey from this one. Even I did before a little bit also personal development, but not like in depth. Before I have also read things like find your why. Find your why. The thing was, when I was talking about personal development, nobody could understand me anywhere. It was saying, what the fuck you're talking about, and so forth. People are just rejecting me, rejecting what I'm talking about. They're just saying like, hey, you're stupid, and so this is just ludicrous what I'm talking about, and so forth. And just really scarce. And those people around me back in the days, especially in these courses, were in not in these courses, but in this kind of projects, were pretty scarce, and was kind of this victimized mindset. So I was pretty in a dread hole. So basically tomorrow I will summarize my personal development journey from Tim Ann to Tony Robbins. I mean, I had just a few days ago Tony Robbins event till this event, and then we will see what I do next. The next thing afterwards, I will tell you tomorrow. So by the way, yeah. Okay, I really appreciate that you're watching myself. I wish you an awesome day.